What's up, good people? It's your boy, Leroy McKenzie Jr., and y'all know how I do. I'm just going to invite a couple of people really quickly, and we are going to get started. And I only have a couple of people in here, but I'm going to have to share it. So if you all get this, if you can do a watch party and share it out, I would greatly appreciate it. But today, y'all know this whole week I've been focusing on developing me, developing others. So I wanted to focus on coming to you today to talk about another aspect of development. I was watching a motivational video by Eric Thomas. Some of y'all may know him, some of you not, the hip-hop preacher. If you have not watched any of his videos, I suggest that you look him up on YouTube. The brother is phenomenal. You want to talk about something that will motivate you consistently, constantly, he will. But he gives you just those tips. He gives you ideas. He gives you knowledge. He gives you information. He gives you resources that will build you up. Not just as an individual, but also as an entrepreneur, as a thinker, as a speaker, all of those things, because he is the number one speaker in the country. I think, to me, he's right behind. He's right behind Les Brown. Les Brown, of course, is Les Brown. He's like the GOAT, the GOAT of speakers. So, but Eric Thomas is right there. But I was watching the video today that he did it's called Success Routine. And he talked about the couple of things that the most important things that I pulled from this was two things. He talked about routine, and I'm going to get into that, the three things that a routine gives you. But he talked about a couple of things. The first thing he said was millionaires live off of 30% of what of their worth. I'm going to say that again. Millionaires, he said, I think he had looked up some statistics or something like that, or he'd done some research. But he said, on average, millionaires live off of 30%, only live off of 30% of their wealth. That means a millionaire who has $1 million or more. Let's say I'm going to take a millionaire. I'm just going to say a millionaire. A guy who's worth, or a woman that's worth $1 million is living as if they only make $300,000. I believe I got that right. 30%. Yeah, I believe I got that right. My man. But the $300,000, 30% of their worth. They only live off of that. They aren't living off of the full million. And I think that was just phenomenal for me, for him to, to kind of get into that. And I thought that was just great. The second thing he said was, and this blew my mind when he said this, and I'm going to have to post it, but he said, what did I write it down? I didn't write it down on here, but give me one second. I'm going to look this. But the thing that he said, hopefully go back. Well, the second thing that Eric Thomas said was, wealthy people don't work, they think. So the difference between those who go 9 to 5, 10 to 2, 8 to 4, all of those things, the difference between them and wealthy people is wealthy people don't work, they think. Wealthy people get paid for their minds, not their hands. And when we can understand that, you understand what we do as wealthy thinkers. We have to be wealthy thinkers. We have to think wealth. Because when you think wealth, you think ideas. You think ideas. You don't think in terms of having to do a meticulous job, doing something. because you're thinking. So that was the second thing. So like I said, the first thing he said was millionaires only live off of 30% of their income or their net worth. He said, the second thing he said, wealthy people don't work, they think. And then the third thing he said, he talked about the routine. He talked about wealthy people he said rich, I'm saying wealthy, because there's even a difference between rich people and wealthy people. And I'll give you a quick example of the difference between rich and wealthy. And I've given this example. And I talk about it in terms of the front of the check and the back of the check. But rich person is Shaquille O'Neal, Kobe Bryant, Ray Lewis, Ed Reed. They're rich. The wealthy person is Dr. Buss, who owned the Lakers. Wealthy person is the owner of the Ravens. Wealthy people is the owner of the New England Patriots. Tom Brady is rich. The owner of the Patriots is wealthy. And as much as I can't stand him, the owner of the Cowboys, he's wealthy. Dak Prescott is rich. So do you have a rich mentality or wealthy mentality? One, but then also, like I said, I'm talking about routines. The wealthy people have routines. Or even rich people have routines. Michael Jordan had a routine when it came to him in basketball. Kobe Bryant had a routine when it came to him and training for basketball. So as a rich person or even a wealthy person or as an entrepreneur, I'm put it that way because I don't want to put it in terms of money. But as a entrepreneur, as a speaker, as an entrepreneur, as a speaker, as a author, as a writer, you have to have a routine. Because here's the three things that the routine will give you, and I'm gonna let y'all, and I'm gonna be gone. I'm gonna give you all these three things. The routine is gonna give you three things. It's gonna give you discipline, it's gonna give you structure, and it's gonna give you accountability. It's gonna give you discipline, structure, and accountability. How does it give you discipline? It gives you discipline because every single day you know that there's certain things that you're doing. You're getting up at a certain time. You're doing a certain task at a certain time. Eric Thomas talked about getting up at 3 o'clock every morning. No matter what time he goes to bed, 3 o'clock in the morning, he's up. That's routine. Kobe Bryant was the same thing. 4 o'clock in the morning. Every day, he was up. No matter what time he went to bed. So you begin to develop this discipline of doing certain things throughout your day or for your day. You know that you're doing things and your body becomes acclimated to doing those things. Even eating. When we discipline we have a routine of eating, our body becomes disciplined to eating at a certain time. And we become disciplined at eating certain things. When we only eat certain foods, our body becomes disciplined in dealing with those foods. Same thing with being an entrepreneur. When we become disciplined at doing when we become disciplined at doing our routine and doing certain things that we have to do throughout the day, we become more. It becomes more of a habit with us. Excuse me. It becomes a habit. It takes 21 days to make or break a habit. It becomes a habit to us. We develop that discipline of it. The body becomes disciplined in being able to only to take in certain kinds of foods. When you see people working out, when you see people who want to go on diets or certain kind of eating, it becomes a lifestyle. It becomes a routine to you where you're only eating certain foods. And that's why you see the importance of, I think if you want to be a healthy eater, doing the preparing your meals for the week, because you become disciplined at it. You become more disciplined at your routine of eating certain foods when you do that. So that's the first thing it gives you. It gives you discipline. Second thing is give you structure. Structure. You have structure in your life. When you have structure in your life, you accomplish. I believe you accomplish more. Some people may disagree with it. Some people may agree with it. I believe we accomplish more when we have structure. When we have the routine of structure, because we have a schedule and we have something to get to. I know with me personally, I've gotten into the discipline and the structure of doing exercises before I go to bed. That's one of the last things I do before I go to bed. I do my crunches, I do my push-ups, and I do my crunches and my push-ups. And it's become a discipline of mine because my body, I know I have to do it, but it also becomes part of my structure and part of my routine that I do. So I have that structure where I know whether it's in the morning or first thing or the last thing in the evening that I do is that exercise routine. And I got to the point where I've become disciplined at it over the last several years in doing it. Making sure that I do it those 5 days a week. So the second thing it gives you is structure. So you have your routine gives you discipline. Second, your routine gives you structure. And then the third thing gives you accountability. As an entrepreneur, we have to hold ourselves accountable. As speakers, we have to hold ourselves accountable. As authors, we have to hold ourselves accountable. We hold ourselves accountable because there are certain things that we want to accomplish. You can't accomplish anything if you don't hold yourself accountable. You don't get to become rich. You don't get to become wealthy if you don't have accountability. You're not going to get there. If you don't have discipline, if you don't have structure, and you don't have accountability, you will not have success. I promise you that. I promise you that if you talk to anyone who is successful, I guarantee you 3 major aspects of them being successful is they have discipline. They'll tell you that they had discipline, they had structure, and they had accountability. I promise you. Look at any successful person. Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Magic Johnson, Les Brown, Eric Thomas, anyone that you can think of. Anyone that you can think of that has been successful, that is successful. And I guarantee you, if you ask them, did they have discipline? Did they have structure? Did they have accountability? They'll tell you yes. Those are major factors in them being who they are. And it's a part of their success routine, as I thought about today. Like I said, so in your development, you want to make sure that you have those 3 elements of your development. You will, I promise you, if you incorporate these 3 lifestyle, I'm going to call them these 3 lifestyle characteristics, I promise you, you'll come away being way more successful than you thought you could be. You want to develop discipline, you want to develop your structure, and you want to develop your accountability. Those 3 things, make sure that they are an integral part of what you do. Develop your mind. Develop your mind to develop the discipline. Develop your mind to develop the structure. Develop your mind to develop the accountability. And I promise you, you'll develop your routine for excellence. I'll leave you with that. The routine for excellence. That's it right there. Your routine for excellence will give you discipline, structure, and accountability. Your routine for excellence. What is your routine for excellence? Your routine for excellence is discipline. Your routine for excellence is structure. Your routine for excellence is accountability. So I leave y'all with that today. Told you I'm not gonna keep you long. I watched Eric Thomas today, and I thought that was something that I wanted to bring to you all. It's on this beautiful Friday. It's sunny outside. It's great outside, but this is something that part of, I believe, hopefully will be a part of your development, part of your routine, your structure, everything that you can implement into your lifestyle. Whether you are an entrepreneur, whether you're a speaker, whether you're an author, whether you are a pastor with your church. And it's important that I incorporate all of those. I want everybody that I'm talking to in leadership to understand that. To understand those things, that develop your routine for excellence. Develop your routine for excellence. And I promise you, not only will you be better, but those who you lead will be better. Because the D in leader is develop. So how are you developing you? How are you developing them? And when you develop your structure for excellence, you will begin to see how you have more discipline, how you have more structure, and you have more accountability. And then in return, you teach others that are around you in your circle of impact, because that's what this is. This group, the circle of impact, that's what it's about. It's about influencing the people that are around you. So y'all know what it is. It's it's 2020, y'all. We ain't playing. Fast and furious, move with purpose and passion. Y'all know what I say. And as I always say, chase the impact, because when you chase the impact, you change the world, and we're about changing the world. So we'll talk to y'all soon.